Hi, welcome back to the Blessed Bonds podcast.
I'm Alexis, and me and Rose go to youth group together. And a little bit about me, I guess, is I just graduated high school. I'm going to college for nursing, so that should be fun, hard.
Right, for sure.
But I'm excited to meet new people and move out.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do that. But not too far, so I'm excited though.
Yeah. What is your main goal this year?
To just stay true to myself because I feel like as college kids, you want to fit in more.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, the same way, but as you grow up in college, it's supposed to be like the time of your life, and you're supposed to go out, have fun, and I think you have to set boundaries on your Christian beliefs. You can have fun, but not in the ways that the world does.
Yeah, I feel like the world, there's a difference between, some people Christians don't have fun. Or we have fun.
Yeah.
We just have fun in a different way. And, fun that it's not like we go out and drink every night where then there's going to be, you're not going to feel good in the morning. We go out and we have fun, and then we we have a Bible study or do something like this, and this is fun. And it's just a different way of fun, I feel like.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you can still do fun things. It's just a different way of fun.
I agree.
Because I have fun when I do I just go over to a friend's house and we just hang out, and even if we do a Bible study, I don't know, that's fun.
Yeah. Church camp is fun.
Right.
Best week of the year. People don't understand that who are not Christians, that you just can't have
fun. Consequence.
Yeah.
It's not yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about mission trips and that kind of stuff, because you went on a mission trip. That is so cool to me. I want to go on a mission trip so bad. When I think about where I'm going to be in 10 years, I just imagine myself going on mission trips all the time. That is my dream. But will you just tell me? Okay, I'm going to ask you this is my main question. It's why did you go?
That is a great question. I wouldn't say I did it for the wrong reason at first, but they mentioned it in church, and my dad was interested in going. And so after I thought about it for a while, it was during school, and so I was like, well, why couldn't I possibly go to a meeting about it? Just a meeting. And so I sat down the meeting, and nobody said anything about me not going, and they obviously wanted your parent there with you, but I was like, why not? I mean, I get a week off of school, so I don't recommend that because you miss a lot, but I was like, I think that this age needs more of that, because I feel like the country we're in is so different from the world around us, and we don't know it. We can see pictures and we can hear about it, but you don't know it until you actually see it. And so I think that was my main thing, seeing a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, it led into other things about Christ, but I think that was the main reason to just grow closer to my dad in the Christian aspect of it. And we grew a lot together. And so it was the best time of my life.
Where did you go again?
Panama. It's by between Central America.
Okay.
And it wasn't the Panama City. We did visit that, but it's a little island. It was called Bocas del Toro.
Okay.
So you had to take a plane to get there, and so it was cool just to, if I lived there, these people flew hundreds of miles, took time off work, school. They must have something important to tell me. Mm-hmm. So I think that was one of the main goals that we had, that we didn't do it for fun or anything like that, but we had the reason for it.
So. Yeah, I feel I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was talking about you need to know what your reason to do things is.
Mm-hmm.
What is it because why do you want to do things, and what is the reason that you want to do things? Mm-hmm. I want to go on mission trips because I want to help other people and then share God's word to other people. And even if it's not I bring the Bible every day, I'm read this, and I just when I'm talking to them, that they can see God through me.
Mm-hmm.
And last night I was praying before I went to bed, and I was God, I have a podcast tomorrow. Okay, so I just want you to speak through me, because I'm just a body in the room.
I love that when you said that. That was so
I'm
cool.
just a body in the room, so I want you to just speak through me, because I'm just going to sit here and just blabber, but I want you to speak through me, because I don't know a lot. I do know things, but I don't know everything. But God, you know everything, and you can help other people. So I think mission trips, and even just the podcast, I just want to do this because I want to help other people, and I want to help other people grow closer to God, because that's important to me. But yeah, I think that's just so cool that you got to do that. Was it like really scary? Was it scary for a little bit?
Yeah, I would say so. So some of the things that I thought about was that I was the youngest person in the group. There was 12 of us.
Okay.
I was 18, I think, and these people are grown adults. Why do I feel called by God to go? I'm 18, a senior in high school, and I was extremely nervous because there was no confidence. And so a verse so I am the president of vice president, excuse me, of our FIC club at high school, Friends in Christ. And so one of our verses, our main verses, was 1 Timothy 4:12. And just because you are young doesn't mean anything that people should look down upon you and stuff like that, because we're not the future of the church. We are the church now. And so I feel like after reading that and talking to people, I'm like, there's no reason for me not to go. It's just an example for the kids in the youth group, and I feel like we should encourage that more.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I heard he was like, yeah, and she went on a mission trip, and I was like, wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
That made me really excited because I was like, that means that I can. I know I'm 4 years. How old are you? You're 18 still.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 4 years younger, but I'm I can still be ready to do that, and just there's all these different trips that you can go on.
Oh yeah.
And even if it's around closer and still in the United States, there's other things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if it's something little, it's still helping someone.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not just the gospel and the Bible and everything. It's just loving others, doing stuff for them.
Right, because they're gonna see God through that.
Yeah.
Because even just loving them and taking care of them,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna notice, okay, there's something different about this person. They're not here to harm me or to hate on me. They're here to love me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's different. I haven't known that before, so I think that's really cool. Let's see, what did I have? I had, what was some hard parts? What were some hard parts about going on the mission?
So I think seeing the condition, I picture in my head, I think everyone does where they're going, if they go on vacation or whatever thing like that. I picture it being rough. I did, and when we flew into Panama City for the night, and it was just a big city, and obviously it wasn't as nice as St. Louis or New York or whatever like that, but it was people, cars, nice buildings and stuff like that. So then I'm like, this is kind of different, than what I thought. So then the next day we flew to the island, and we had to wheel our suitcases on a 10-minute dirt road, dripping in sweat, to get to the place we were staying at. And I was like, this is what I pictured. And so the kids had no shoes. It was so hot, no air. Obviously, food and money is not very, they don't have access to that a lot. Yeah. So I feel like that was some of the things that broke my heart. And so I came back here, more fortunate. And how many people can we say, if it's 95 degrees, there's no air in church, how many people are still coming? Mm-hmm. Because I can bet you that you won't have the same attendance that you do on a Sunday morning.
No, sorry.
No.
It's, yeah.
So, and I've seen videos on TikTok of people meeting in houses, garages, school cafeterias, because they don't have a building yet, and it's not about the building. No. And so that was inspiring to me. So
yeah, when they talk about the house of the God, they don't house of God. They don't talk about the building, because the church is just a building. But if there's not godly people in it, then it's just a building.
Nothing's it, yeah.
And so I think that's really important. Is when you show up to church, know that you are part of the church.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just a body that's in the church. You are the church.
Right.
Because God, Christ filled up with other people, that part, the family of Christ is filled up with a bunch of different people, and so we all matter in that aspect. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was going through some verses in Isaiah 6:8. It talks about sending people. I should have had them marked. I had them marked, and then I don't know what I was doing. But Isaiah. Okay. And then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go with us?" And then I said, "Here I am, send me." And that's a big verse. I when I wake up in the morning, I especially think about that verse. I'm like, okay, it's a new day. I get to choose whether I share God's word with people or if I just share the world with people. And so that's kind of a cool thought because when I wake up, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? Like, other than just like, okay, I'm going to go to swim, I'm going to do school, I'm going to eat, okay, here's my plan. But it's like, how am I going to help someone else? So sometimes, like, before bed, I'll write down like a list of things I'm going to do tomorrow to help someone else. Like, okay, I'm going to send this person a message or I'm going to do this. Because even just sending someone a Bible verse and just like, hey, I just want to remind you that God's got your back even when you feel alone. Like, just helping other people in that aspect, that's its own like little mission. You know what I mean?
It's like a choice every day. You have to get up and so like for instance today, like I was sitting in the doctor's office for an hour in the waiting room. I was very frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, but I said thank you. I said, I waited patiently, and it's not always like, even it relates to God, it's not always your timing.
Yeah.
Like, what if I left early and I got hit with my car? It's not always that. And just in our church over the past few weeks, we've had people unexpectedly have health issues and die, and it's so sad because you never know.
You don't know, like, that person next to you if they're going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah, you have to make the most of it, and like you said, we have to say, God, send me. And I love that verse. So.
Yeah, that's a scary thought sometimes. Though, it's like, God, send me, because then you're like,
He's gonna do it, and you're like, what?
And then everything changes. It's like, well, shoot, maybe I didn't want that, but it's also like, I did, but I didn't. I think that's, yeah. I have like, I'm working on like, I have like a speaking thing I'm doing in a few months, and I have to like speak on stage and stuff. And I'm like, what am I going to talk about? And I was like, let's talk about getting out of your comfort zone for God. And I was like, that's a really cool thing to do. And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to talk about this and all that stuff? So I've been working on that, and I'm like, God, I need to come out of my comfort zone to do things for you, because when you're in your comfort zone, you're safe. Like with quotations down that no one's going to harm you. Satan's like, yep, she's safe in her little bubble. I'm not going to like touch her because she's where I want her to be because she's not doing anything. When you get out of your comfort zone, it's like, yeah, there's going to be hard times because the enemy's like, oh, she's doing something. God's like, yeah, she's doing something. Like, exactly.
You're not going to grow either.
Right? If you stay in your like little comfort zone, you're not going to grow, and you're not helping anyone or yourself in that aspect. You're just surviving. Like, you're just living. You're not like actually having to go out and survive in a way. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
I'd rather go through hard times and have hard moments and like grow through those instead of just going through hard moments and being like, well, I guess that happened.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay sad about it. But yeah, that's a good verse. I think that's a good one. I had 1 Corinthians. My Bible is so highlighted. It's kind of crazy. Like, I highlight everything.
The different colors too.
Yeah, it makes me really excited. I don't know. I love highlighting. It makes me focus. Highlighting focus. Like, okay. This one's like 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and who you are not your own? That you have been bought with a price, therefore glorify God in your body. That one I was just reading. I don't even know what I was doing. I was like, the body is the Lord's. Okay, I'll read it. I think I was actually reading about marriage because I have a podcast in a couple weeks about marriage. And then I read this and I was like, that is my new like life verse. That this body is just to be used to glorify God. And that is kind of crazy because that's like a crazy thought, because everybody's like, okay, we have like, I work on like, I work out a lot and I like eat and I like all that. But you have to think about it as this is just a body. Still take care of yourself, absolutely. But this body is made for more than just, I can bench this much weight, like, you know what I mean?
It's like inside. Internal,
right,
yeah.
like who you actually are, because at the end, like, all of this is going to go away. Who you are is going to, like, stay, but your body is just going to fade away, and you're going to change, and, like, as long as you keep true to who God created you to be, that's really important. And I feel like I'm about to go into high school. I'm a little nervous, because I'm like, it's like the crazy years.
It is a big deal.
And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to glorify God in these years? And I'm still like, I'm homeschooled, so I don't get to like have the full experience of being like in the public school, but still you're growing up and you have to go through those things, especially because I have friends, all my friends are in like public school. And so, or most of them are.
And with swim and stuff, too.
like that's where you're at, and those are things that are like their actions could rub off on you, so you have to be true to who God created you to be. But the other part, it was talking about like how this is not yours, like your body is not your own. So I also with that is like treating yourself kindly. That's something that I struggle with. Like, I don't know what you're doing right now. Like, why are you like doing all this? And like when I got injured, I was so mad at myself. I was like, why couldn't you have just been like stronger? Like you should have just like not gotten injured. And I was like, well, that's not the plan for this.
Self-criticism is, whatever we
It's
do,
big. Yeah.
whether physical or like speaking, like no one listens to themselves talk.
No.
Because I just don't like
I
it.
despise listening to my podcast. I'm like, no.
But yeah, I think that's something that we all have to work on, the self-criticism. But yeah, the body it's God's. God gave it to us, so I think we have to respect it, but know what it's to be used for. I like that.
Yeah, it's not for just taking selfies. You can go out and talk and share God's word and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I thought that's like my life verse at this point, because I was like, wow, look at that. We're here to glorify God, not just to be alive. Because I think that's sometimes I get like mistaken with that, and I'm like, okay, I have to get this time in swim and I have to do this in swim. Well, right there it tells us that this body is not to swim across the pool and have the fastest time. No, it's about glorifying God in your body. And I was like, well, okay.
I guess.
And that was kind of like it was a shocking moment when I read that. I was like, well, okay, that's rough. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Okay, then 1 Corinthians 7:7, it says, yet I wish that all men were even as myself I am. However, each man has his own gift from God. One in this manner and another in that. So I thought that was really cool. That said, however, each man has his own gift from God. And so like how we can all have like something different, because you're gonna be better at some things than I am, and I might be better at some things than you are. And it's just like different things. Like you play basketball, don't you? Like I can't play basketball. I injured myself playing basketball because I was just trying to like walk. I don't know. I can't.
And I can't swim 2 laps in the pool, so it's even.
Yeah, right. Because it's like there's those things that we can be good at, and then we're not as good at. Like I'm working on speaking. I'm still terrified to speak in front of people. It's so scary. But it's also that fact that someone told me the other day that the feeling of excitement and nervousness is like the same feeling. So like when you think about it, like when your like stomach is excited, like nervous, like when like it's kind of the same feeling.
Makes sense, yeah.
And they were like, so whenever you're nervous, just change it to excitement. And I was like, well,
easier said than done, though.
I know. And I'm behind the blocks before, so I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. It's like,
I'm just excited about it.
Well, I'm like, I'm excited. I can't wait to swim for 20 minutes. Okay, maybe I'm not working on this. But yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting when someone told me that. I was like, wow.
And I think that's like if you look in the church, the different people, the pastor, the singers. I cannot sing at all, but I do like the slides or whatever. So that's the gifts too.
Yeah.
And the church wouldn't function without that song.
Right.
It's cool how different we are.
Yeah, because you do like the slides for the like screen part, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. So then if you mess up, everybody knows.
No pressure, right?
Right. I know. I was like, how do you do that? I'd be like, get distracted and mess up. And then Esther 4:14. It's super long. I'm probably not gonna read it all, but it talks about. I might just. It's fine. For if I remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise from the Jews, and for another place. And you and your house, father's house, will perish. And you, this doesn't really talk about it, but like, okay, I'm just gonna talk about what this like means in this part. Okay, so Esther was like learned about the plots that were going on and how she needed to, she could either like speak up or she could like stay silent. Have you read Esther?
A little bit, yeah.
But it was talking about like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out and I'm just gonna talk about God. I'm pretty sure that's what she's doing. But it was kind of talking about like, this might be the moment you were created for. And that's kind of rough and hard to listen to. Is like, okay, well, what happens if this was the moment you're created for? So I'm going to go up and talk to someone about God. I'm like, I don't want to. And I'm like, I also need to. Because what if this was the moment I was created for? What if the whole reason I'm alive and everything I've been through is so I could talk to this person and bring them closer to God? And so that's its own kind of idea part. But yeah.
And one of my fears is like missing that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Because there was this one time in like 8th grade where we were sitting at tables and someone was like, oh, I don't know what happens to me when I die. What did I do? I said nothing. In that state, I can still remember that day and it still haunts me. But I think if you dwell on it, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You have to learn from it. So I feel like I've used that to grow.
Yeah.
And so you're right, you know.
And sometimes God will put that in your heart, like, okay, well, you, like, not like you didn't do it, so do it now. But like, okay, what did you learn from that feeling of, I should have done that? So then when you, like, go through life and you're like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I need to. And I usually, if I'm going to talk to someone about God, yeah, I might, like, shake and stutter sometimes, but I'm still going to, like, talk to you about, like, what I believe. And you're allowed to believe something different, because if we all believe the same thing, then we would be literal robots.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of cool. When we were talking about, like, mission trips, when I was texting you about it, you were talking about how every day is a mission trip. Like, every day is a mission, and I was like, that is so true.
And so, like, when I think of that, I think of the Great Commission in Matthew 28, and it says, go therefore and make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I commanded you, and lo, I'm with you always, even to the end of age. So I think we forget, like, you think of mission trips, you think of flying across the country, and we forget that people we see every day are lost, just as lost as these people across the country. And that like wrecks me inside, because what am I doing about it? Because I can tell you, if I'm running into the store, I don't want to talk to anybody.
No, and I was just thinking about that. It's like, we walk past, like, hundreds of people sometimes at the store, and what do? You're just like, I have my list, I gotta keep going. But yeah.
So even if you don't, share the gospel, like, you can still, smile at them, say hello. If they can't reach something, get it. And so I catch myself, what am I doing? Looking out for other people. So I feel like it's just like a wake-up call,
Yeah, sometimes that's a scary wake-up call, when you're just like, what am I living for? And like, when I was injured, I pull a lot of it back to, like, when I was injured, because that was a hard time in my life. But I was like, what am I living for? If all I'm living for is swim, what am I actually living for? And so I've been working on every day, okay, how can I help someone else? Or how in mysterious ways will God use me today? And in Esther, right here, it says, if I perish, I perish. And it was like, okay, like, it talks about, I don't remember what verse it is, but how our life is just like a vapor, and it vanishes. So you're here for more than just, like, sitting here and just chilling. You're, like, only going to be here for so long, and you don't know how long your life is. We did Judgment House the other day, and I went through it, and they were talking about how they were like, she died at, like, how old was she?
I watched it, yeah.
The kid died, and I was like, I know it wasn't real, but still, that fact that it was like, okay, you don't know when you're gonna die, and you could die tomorrow. For, like, all we know, you could get hit by a car, or you could, like, anything happens. And so, like, what you do with your life, it really matters how you, like, go forward with each step. And I feel like that's hard sometimes, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna live forever. Sometimes it feels like that. And it's like, you have all these plans. Like, I have, like, a lot of things I want to do, like, future planned out. And I was like, would it be okay if I died today? Like, if I died today, I was talking to myself the other day, like, because I talk to myself. I talk about it on here. Like, I talk to myself. Like, I look in the mirror.
I do the same thing.
And I was like, okay, so if I died today, would I be happy with what I've done? And I was like, I'm okay with regretting some things. Like, I have some things I'm like, okay, I wish I wouldn't have done those things, but I've learned from them. I would rather regret, this is going to sound weird, but, like, in my mind it sounds better than probably will sound out loud. But I'd rather regret what I did than what I didn't do. Because those things, I can't go back and fix them, but I can learn from them. But I'd rather not be like, oh, I wish I would have talked to these people about this, and I wish I would have done this for these people, and I wish I wouldn't have just stayed home all that time when I could have been out there helping people, and I wish I wouldn't have saved all my money when I could have helped other people, like that kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
And so that's a big thing in my life, is where I'm like, I wish I would have done something, so why don't I just go out here and do something now so I don't regret it, like, later, like, not doing it.
I think about that too.
I know, like, am I really here doing the best that I can do, or am I just here doing random stuff?
Are they gonna remember my name or what, like I did? there's like a song, it goes like, I'm just a nobody trying to tell
Yes, I know that
everybody
song.
all about somebody. And so like I always think about like if something were to happen to me, I don't want to be known for like my name or like what I did in sports or
Absolutely.
in school. I want to be known as someone who tried to share the gospel to everyone. So I think that's what keeps us as Christians like motivated. Because it's hard. You don't wake up and always motivated, but you have to stay like disciplined to what beliefs you know.
Yeah, and it was like there's a difference between like motivation and discipline. And, like motivation will be there sometimes, but discipline's what really matters. Because some days I feel motivated and I'm gonna go talk about God today, and sometimes I'm like, because the enemy it gets you down. It's like I don't want to, I can't. And I have a saying where I have it like everywhere now, and it's like I can't, but He can. And it's like so because like sometimes I have like I can't do it. Like I'm like God, I can't. He's like I know. That's why I'm here, because I can, and I'm gonna help you like through whatever you go through. And I feel like there's a lot of moments in my life where I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like especially as like a teenager, you're like I don't have any idea because you're in that like mid part between you're gonna be an adult, but you're also like I'm a kid.
What am I supposed to do with my life? I know.
I'm like I'm a kid, but I also need to work on stuff so I can be an adult. And I'm like what am I doing? And so it's kind of rough, but it's good. It's like a good rough, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you just like tell me about your mission trip, like a little bit, like what did you guys do when you were there?
Yeah. So some of the things we did was we used like a cube. I don't know what it's called, but it like shows pictures, and it's a Spanish speaking country, so we had to go through a translator. And I think that was the most frustrating part for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I took Spanish in high school, but you don't know it. You really don't know it. And so I think that was the hardest thing for me. So we did like Bible lesson for like these kids in school and played games with them outside, and obviously seeing new faces, they had a great time. And then we used money from the church, and we made like these bags of food to give to homes, but then we shared the gospel with them. And it was like we did it on like a Thursday or Friday, and invited them to the church service on Sunday morning. And what was so cool is we had a family show up at the church service on Sunday morning. And so hopefully, obviously we're there for a week, and another team was supposed to come back a few weeks later. So, we're not sure now, but hopefully they're still going, and hope, God was working through that. We did door-to-door, like gospel sharing, some like light construction, and I think that was about all, but I think people showed so much gratitude, and you won't see that.
Yeah.
Because people have so much stuff, and if you do something little for them, it doesn't really matter to me. But I'll share like my favorite part of the week was Sunday morning worship. So it was the day before we left, so we were all kind of tired and stuff like that. And it was in the morning, I think at like 10, and we go in. The windows are like out because it's just brick. It's like 95 degrees, and the humidity is. And people are still dressed up and stuff like that. And they asked who wanted to share their testimony. And so I was like, everyone else in this group has throughout the week and stuff like that, and I haven't really got to. So I went up there with a translator, and I was able to share my testimony I shared about how, because I was in my senior year, like I had no idea where I was going to school at. Or like I kind of knew what I wanted to study, but financially I was. And I just said, I use Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean down on your own understanding. And I feel like it got across to them because they struggle with, money too, or like what they want to do with their kids or how they want to raise them. So I think that was my favorite part of the week, because there's like a picture of me up there and I'm just dripping in sweat. And it was just so cool to see how receptive they were to that. So that was my favorite part of the week.
Right, because you didn't have to go. You didn't have to choose to spend your week in.
And I missed tennis, not forever, not eternal. It doesn't really matter. I missed my homecoming, which a lot of people were like, "Oh my goodness!" I was like, "It's one night."
It's one night. You're not gonna remember it, and even if you do, it's like you'll remember it, but it's gonna be like it was bad.
I'll remember this for the rest of my life. So I think it just laid the platform too, because they're doing another one next year. I'm not sure I'll be able to go on it because of school, but I think in the future, as I grow up to be an adult. I guess I already am kind of. It's scary.
Right.
But yeah, I think it also encourages the other youth to get involved with it too.
Yeah, Madison and I are talking about the one next year and seeing how I could get into it and all that stuff. So it'd be cool if you
should
went.
definitely go. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Right.
College is a little different than
Absolutely.
high school, but yeah, that was my favorite part of it,
Mhm.
and it just kind of validated, why I went, and
Mhm.
I told people about school about it.
Right, because then you had reason to.
Yeah.
Why weren't you answering your phone all the time? Well, because of this. Did you have service over there?
Like at night.
Yeah.
So we were gone all day, and so it was nice to get away though.
Yeah.
Like at camp, we don't have our phones until night,
That's
and
so nice though.
can't reach me. I can't
No.
reach you. So I don't know what I'm missing out on. So
Right,
that's
exactly.
nice. So
Yeah, while you were talking about that, were you going to talk? I'm sorry.
no.
Okay. While you're talking about that, what you were talking about is you said like how you don't know if they like still go or anything like that. The cool part about that is that were there kids there too. That you like could put that in their hearts. So then later in life they might be like, okay, well these people came and they like helped us. They were with like Jesus, like that side. They were like, huh. How like so that might have put like something in their hearts, like
To think about it, even get it going, and hopefully someone follows through. But
yeah, and the other day it's kind of funny. So like I woke up and I was like, I had Saturday morning practice. My morning practice starts like 10, and it was like 6 a.m. And I was like, okay, I have some hours before morning practice. And I was like, Mom, can we go like bring some food to some people? Because where we live, there's like a lot of like homeless people around. It's the town you're going to college in. That town, there's a lot of homeless people in it. So I was like, okay, we got this. And I tried to make banana bread and it blew up. Like it literally blew up. And I was like, great, lost 2 hours because I have to clean the oven. But no, it like blew up. And I was like, not gonna work. So we went to like the store and got some like little treats. And it was like not like banana bread, but it was like, whatever. And so maybe don't try to make banana bread at like 6 a.m. off of way like, oh, let's make banana bread. But hey, whatever. It was a thought. And so we brought them like these like little muffin things, and this guy was like, "Who sent you to bring these?" And I was like, "God." And they were like, "Oh." And it took him a minute, and I was like,
cool.
"There was this person. He was on the side of the road, and I like brought to him, and he was in a wheelchair, and I was like, "Hey, so can I just pray with you real quick?" And he was like, "Yeah, that'd be nice." And so we prayed together, and it was really cool, and it was just like a surreal moment that we don't know what other people are going through. And even if they're like, yeah, this is what I want you to pray for, like, because I ask my friends a lot, okay, hey, what can I be praying for you about? And not just because I want to like ask that, but I want to genuinely like, I don't need to know like what's going on in your life, but I want to be there for you, and God already knows. And so if I just like, hey, I can tell that someone's going through something, like I can tell this person's going through something, will you like just remind them that they're not alone, or like something like that, because you don't know what other people are going through, so it's really cool to be able to be there for people, even if you don't know, because you can smile and be happy all the time, and on the inside,
how you doing? Good. Everyone says that.
Everyone says that. I know. I know.
I'm guilty of that too. Yeah.
I was talking to someone today. I'm like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Like, good. And I was like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing really great." And I was like, "Wait, I didn't even think about my response. I just said I'm doing really great."
We do that all the time.
And I was like, it's hard to know when someone like genuinely cares. Though, also, it's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" So I make sure like when I ask someone, "Hey, how was your day?" They go, "Oh, it was great." And I was like, was it actually great?" And then I'm like, okay, what can I be praying for you for that? What can I be praying about for you? And they're like, oh, well, this and this and this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's cool, like that we get to all do this stuff. But yeah, I hope I can go on a mission trip at some point, because that's like
You
my
should.
dream.
I think you would do great.
So
You're
fun.
so like outgoing. You know how to adapt to different people.
Yeah, like that's what I work on a lot. Is like not just being like I like to be my own person, but also being like open to being like with other people that aren't exactly like me.
I think listening too is just the biggest thing. So it helps people grow because they feel like someone understands them.
Absolutely. Especially when you can have like a conversation where you talk and then I talk, like you talk, like where you have like a conversation where both people are talking, but both people are listening. Then that's cool. Sometimes I talk a lot, and I talk really fast and I get excited, but that's okay. It's fine. It happens. It's definitely something I need to work on because I like talk all the time. I'm like, okay, I need to let other people talk. I can't.
No.
But it's okay. That's all I really had. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. Thank you for letting me come on here.
I'm so glad you're
talk about that.
Yeah. It's so good.
Who's next?
I'm not sure. I actually don't know. Okay, it depends because sometimes I have like people on and then they cancel, or I have like them lined up. So I have like. So today is today Tuesday?
Yeah.
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Is it, I don't know. So this will go out on Thursday. So
Okay.
then I'll have to figure out someone else for the next week. But it'll all be good. But yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're on here. It was a good talk. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you guys all have a great day.
Bye.
I need to figure out how to like get out of here. Okay. Thank you all for listening, and love you all. Bye.